Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about whether you can get a really nice finish using a cheap spray gun. So this is actually a very common question on my channel. People like to ask me, can I do this with a Harbor Freight paint gun? Can I get a nice looking finish out of a Harbor Freight paint gun? That sort of thing, or a cheap paint gun. I don't have Harbor Freight, I'm in Canada, but I do have some cheap paint guns. So today we're going to talk about some of the differences between a cheap paint gun and an expensive paint gun, and whether you can do a nice finish with a cheap one. In a word, the answer is yes. You can get a nice finish out of a cheap gun. There are some differences though, of course, between a cheap gun and an expensive one. So a cheaper gun, one, will be a little harder to clean. The internal components and everything, they're not designed as well. Paint doesn't flow through them as smoothly. There's more places that stuff can hang up. So they get jammed up a lot easier. They're tougher to clean out. They won't last as long, partially for that reason. So you might have some difficulties there. Two, they may not atomize paint quite as well. So it's a little tougher to get a really nice coat out of them. Now that's okay. In a lot of circumstances, what you can do is spray your 3 coats or whatever that you normally would, sand smooth, do it again, that sort of thing. And you can make up for not having as smooth a coat just with a little extra work, a little extra elbow grease, more sanding, and a little more work on sanding and polishing at the end of the process. So you can do the same job. Now, some of these guns, like these little guys, the really cheap ones for those, they don't spray as evenly either in terms of their fan pattern. So this one, for example, this gun's worth about as much as a foot-long Subway sandwich. And when you spray it, you get kind of a teardrop pattern. You get more paint up top and then it tapers off. So it's a little bit more like using a spray can. You can get a nice finish out of spray cans too if you know what you're doing. You can put better quality paint through that gun than you can out of a spray can generally, but it's not fantastic. Whereas on a similar size, if you get one of these, this is the 878 SHE from Warwick. You guys have seen me talk about this one before. It's my favorite minigun other than like a $500 Sata Jet, but anyway. You're going to get a nice even pattern out of it, okay? It's going to be a little easier to clean because the internal componentry is a little better designed. It's just a better spray. Similar situation, of course, for these larger ones. So this guy, you can see this is an inexpensive gun. You can kind of tell because as soon as we tried to clean it, the green came off of it. I'll show you that a little closer. The Princess Auto Special here, yeah, it had a green anodization on it, which just kind of came off when we tried to clean it. You can put a lot of paint through this. The gun works great. We use it for spraying things like porch and patio paint, the cheap stuff that people would, use a turbine gun for and that sort of thing. In this warehouse context, it just makes sense to have a pneumatic gun like that. But that's the sort of thing we use it for. We never spray, for example, a catalyzed clear coat through that. What I do spray a catalyzed clear coat through is this, my finish line from DeVilbiss. Now there are of course much more expensive guns than this as well, but this guy gives me a nice even coat. Fan pattern's a little smaller. It's easy to clean. It comes with 3 different nozzles, so you can use it for a variety of applications, so it's more versatile. And also I've cleaned this with the same chemicals, and look, it's still blue. Amazing. If you're doing a lot of painting, a lot of units of something, a lot of guitar bodies, that sort of thing, it's going to be worthwhile for you to pick up a nicer gun like one of the Warwicks or the DeVilbiss models, so that you can do them faster. You can get a better finish quicker without so much work. But to be clear, with some extra work, there's really no reason why you shouldn't be able to do the same quality eventually out of something like this, a cheap Mastercraft gun, or really whatever you want. As long as it sprays paint reasonably evenly and it atomizes it, you should be okay. It might be a little bit more difficult to set up to get it to do what you want it to do, but you can get the finish you need. So I think that answers the question, hopefully in not too long-winded a manner. As always, if you're looking for any of the stuff that I use, well, the DeVilbiss finish line gun and some of my other recommendations are available in the Amazon link in the description. That's an affiliate link. Check that out if you want one of those. And the Warwick models, which I use for lacquer and acrylic, respectively these ones. Doesn't matter though, you can use them for whatever you want. Those are available in the Warwick link in the description, and there's a coupon code there, BRAD10%, to get you 10% off of those. Hopefully that is still active. At the time of me filming the video, it is, but eventually it might not be, so get it while it's hot, I guess. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them and help each other out, answer each other's questions. A lot of you know a lot about spraying, and it's very helpful when you go in and you know, give me some tips, give the people in the comments some tips. Yeah, it's good. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And remember to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.